Good evening. My name is Amber Owen Clifford, and I am one of the school counselors here at Eastlake High School. I'm going to talk with you briefly about what school counselors do in general, the different domains we support, and go into a little bit more specifics on how we help support students with their mental health, and then give you a brief overview of how you can schedule an appointment to see your Eastlake school counselor as well as the other high schools. School counselors work to support students and families in three large domains: the academic domain, personal social domain, and career domain. Below, I've listed a few of the different things we do just to give an idea of how we help support students in each of these areas. But for the sake of tonight's presentation, we're going to really focus on that personal domain, or how we help to support students and families in the personal area. So personal social support that is provided by school counselors. Here's a list of just a few things we do at Eastlake that'll be largely across the board in all of the high schools. Again, some of the things might be a little bit more specific to our school, but in general, these are ways that school counselors help to support the personal social needs of students. The number one thing we do is provide brief individual student check-ins. We differentiate this from therapy because our job is not to do therapy. That's going to be more where David McHale, trained mental health counselor, is going to kind of come in and help support students in a more in-depth manner. But we really work to help support students with those brief interactions. So quick weekly check-ins, every other week, once a month, 15 to 30 minutes just to see how the student is doing, to help support them to get back into the classroom and to be able to access their learning. So we kind of work with each student to figure out what's going to be best for them. Some students really benefit from what we call talk therapy, so just sitting down, talking through what's going on, validating, giving them ideas, tips, things of that nature. Other students like to process different coping strategies that they could try during their own time. Other students want to practice mindfulness or go through kind of a meditation or a deep breathing together in our office. So we really kind of work to get to know the student and figure out what is going to be the best way to help support them in those moments. Classroom lessons, we go into the classes and work with teachers to provide on different topics, such as, suicide awareness, stress management, things of that nature. We try to do as many PAC News videos as we can. So those are short video clips where a counselor will talk about just an upcoming idea or a thing that students can be aware of. For example, coming up is the month of stress management. So we're going to focus on how to help manage your stress and different tips and techniques for that. So that would go out in a PAC News segment. So all students would be able to watch and kind of access those resources. We also here at Eastlake have the calming room, and I know that this is a room of some design at all the other high schools as well. It has bean bags, low lighting, tables, and it just gives students an opportunity to reset. Again, some of those times when students are having a big wave of anxiety or some other kind of big emotion, feeling really sad, angry, they just need a space to be. So they don't necessarily want to talk, they just want a space to be able to reset. And so we set up and design this room so students have that opportunity to be able to reset and hopefully then go back to the class. So for at Eastlake, our process is students just check in with Miss Sonnenberg or Miss Johnson, so the two women that sit at the front desk when you walk into counseling. They say, I'm just going to go to the calming room, and then they come and bring us a timer for 20 minutes so that we know to go check on the student in 20 minutes. We then either engage in some kind of talk therapy, working through kind of what they're going on, or they're able to return back to class without needing that additional talk therapy piece. Occasionally, students are feeling so overwhelmed or in a place that they're not able to reset, and then we would reach out to home and see if they could get picked up. But that's been a huge resource for our school as we're trying to provide a space for students who just need a little bit of time alone. Another big thing we do as school counselors when helping support our students in this area is to collaborate with other individuals. We always ask for the student's permission in order to do this, but for example, it could look like reaching out to teachers, giving them a heads up, hey, this student is going through X, Y, and Z. We share as much detail as the student wants us to or as little. Please be aware of this, or here are some things that might help them as they're trying to either get caught up or just to be able to make it through class. We might reach out to family members if we haven't already been in contact with them. We might work with David just to kind of help figure out the best way to support that student here at Eastlake, and or any other outside agencies or counselors that student might be seeing, just to try to provide a really comprehensive level of support for the student. This is a really nice overview of your Eastlake counseling team. There are a lot of us, so there's 9 of us in total. So I've listed for you each of the counselors. Our alpha breakdown is what we call it. So the students and families we serve is based on last name. So you can see right there, Miss Jennifer Schwartz. She works with students with last names A through CARK, and her email address is listed there as well. Here's the next set of us 4 with the breakdowns. And the last page of our counseling team, we also have David McHale, who's going to talk here or has already talked. He's our Evergreen social worker, and he is fabulous. And then Miss Sonnenberg and Miss Johnson are the 2 women counseling secretary and health room secretary who help to greet students and help support them when they come in potentially feeling very overwhelmed. We are here to help you. We love meeting and talking with students and just helping them problem solve, or just being there as a resource for them during some of these really challenging times they might be experiencing. There's a link right there where Eastlake students can sign up to see their counselor. Each counselor has their own sign-ups. The students just click on it and say they want to schedule a meeting, and then we ask parents and guardians just to email us directly so we can help to set up a meeting if that is something you would like to do. All right, and then really briefly, I have a slide for each of the other high schools in the area, just since I know we might have some students and parents from these neighboring schools. Each school works similar but a little bit different in terms of how they handle their appointments. So for Redmond High School, here's a breakdown of all the counselors. When you click on the arrow, if you actually go to the Redmond High School counseling website, it takes you directly to their email as well. And you can click on that link there, parents and students, to schedule your own appointment. So they have a direct link to book your own appointment for students and families. Oneida High School, here's a list of the breakdown of counselors for their team. They have a link for students to sign up for individual meetings, and they ask that parents and guardians send the counselor a direct email to schedule a parent meeting. Lake Washington High School asks all students and parents to email their counselor directly to set up an appointment, and here's a breakdown of their caseloads. And then Tesla STEM, they have a sign-up link for students to see their counselor, and they ask for parents and guardians to email their counselor as well to set up those parent meetings. Again, we are here as a resource for students. If you ever have any concerns about your students, you want to talk through some different issues, or just make us aware of things that are going on outside of school so we can help better support them in school, please don't hesitate to reach out to your school counselor. Thank you so much.